62 Bra 166 10 3000.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Ronan here, and today I'd like to talk about some news. Or as one of my favorite people from history had used to say, Paul Harvey. I'm Paul Harvey, and this is news. So let's get into it. And first, I want your feedback. Would you like more of this? Is this something you don't want to see? You don't care? I won't know until you comment. So if you like it, comment. If you don't like it, comment. It's the only way I know, and it's the only way I can kind of gauge the interest and the way things are going with the community and my subscribers. So anyway, let's start with some basic house cleaning. Lately, I've been doing some more Hell Let Loose, and I just made level 80 in Hell Let Loose. I play casually. I don't like religiously dedicate my time to it. I jump in from here and there from time to time and play, and I've been playing a little bit lately, to kind of decompress after finishing schoolwork and whatnot. But at any rate, just mid-level 80, I want to do a video on my impressions of the first 80 levels of my time in Hell Let Loose, and so that will be forthcoming soon. I will be talking about why it's my favorite World War II tactical shooter and why I like it more than Postscriptum, or what is now Squad 44. And yes, I have played both, and my personal opinion, I didn't really like Squad 44, to be perfectly honest with you. And I played before and after the whole studio switch, and still I like Hell Let Loose better. The UI and some of the stuff I think a little more refined in Hell Let Loose, and I really like it. But on Hell Let Loose, I'm going to, in the next few days, I would really like to jump in and actually, try my hand at this. I'm going to try and learn how to do tanking, because I've never done tank, and I think it'd be really cool. So there's that. So Hell Let Loose coming soon. Another game to add to the collection of stuff that I play and I will review. So let's get into the first bit of news. First bit of news, this is from our friends over at Stormbirds. I love Stormbirds. I think they do a fantastic job of updating the community. So bad news, CH-47 and Afghanistan are being shifted to the right a little bit. What does that mean? Well, it basically means they're preparing to launch the 47F in Afghanistan into early access, part of Afghanistan. I think it's like a third of it. However, they're going to be delayed until July 3rd. That is next week. I think the anticipated date was today before they announced this delay. So, no 47, which I'm going to hold off on the 47. I'm really liking the Kiowa, and I'm still kind of picking that up. And I haven't picked up the Kiowa once this week, just with schedule. And last week I did a little bit, but not a lot. But I really like the Kiowa. I'd like to learn it a little bit more before even thinking about a second one. Another new one this year, new helicopter. However, the CH-47 is awesome. I've flown on them a few times. They're fun. They're big, they're loud, and they're fast. They are like truly race cars, because they've got these, two rotors and they're big engines, and they are powerful. So that's going to be a cool one. And Afghanistan, I pre-ordered it a few weeks ago. I'm really excited for Afghanistan because I've been there, and I think it would be really cool to see the places that I've been, namely RC East, which I think is coming later this year, is not on this update. I think this update, I can't remember. They said that they're going to, there's a new Age 64 campaign. I don't have the 64 yet, because I've been holding out for the Kiowa, and now that the Kiowa's here, I'm loving it. But in terms of, I think this article doesn't say, I wonder if they say what the Afghanistan map is going to release. Large-scale map of 2008 to 12 era Afghanistan. And yeah, It doesn't say. But anyway, I'm waiting for Afghanistan, waiting for Iraq, and that'll be really cool. I think. I think Afghanistan's gonna be awesome. I might have to wait a little longer for RC East. So a little bit of a delay, just about a week. I think the anticipated date was supposed to be today, June 26th. Pushed back a week to July 3rd. Happy 4th of July to all of my fellow Americans, because I don't know if I'll get a video out by then. We'll see. But 4th of July, maybe we'll be able to blow some things up in honor of our country in Afghanistan. I won't wade into any politics on that. So, there is that. Comments on DCS Afghanistan, the Chinook. Are you happy? Are you sad? I'm a little sad, but it's coming. I kind of anticipated that the full map wasn't coming until later this year, so we won't have the entirety. We'll just have bits and pieces till then. And I just wanted to check out the first bit and see how it looked, see how it performed. That said, moving on, the big news. So if you are into video games like I am, this channel's all mainly about video games, some movies. So I hope you're here because you like video games. Some big news in video gaming. Those who follow streamers, I have done some streaming, but I would not consider myself a streamer. I have a Twitch account. I hardly ever get on it. I used to watch streamers, but for me, I don't derive a whole lot of pleasure from watching other people play video games. I enjoy playing them myself. So I'm not really as into it. If you guys are, if there are people out there that are, good for you. That's great. Personally, I'm not really that. I don't know. In some of the streams, I do not care for the thought streams. If that's how they make money, good for them. I mean, hooray capitalism. I'm proud of them for doing that and finding a way to make money. I just don't agree with it. I don't really care for it. That being said, so if you've been around streaming or know of any streaming, there is kind of some big news that came out. Back in 2020, Dr. Disrespect, pretty famous streamer, was kicked off the platform, Twitch. And there was no reason given. We now know. There are allegations and all that. So this is from Mashable, talking about how there have been some allegations, and his gaming studio has terminated their relationship with him. So 4 years ago, he was kicked off Twitch. No reason given. There was a big lawsuit between he and Twitch. It got settled, and I think he's been streaming since. I haven't really paid attention. 2020 was a while ago, and this is Dr. Disrespect right here. He's got this signature look where he's got this wig that's kind of like 80s, kind of almost like Careless Whisper. This mustache, the mustache amidst the allegations really doesn't sit well. A PDF file, if you catch my drift, mustache. But he has a signature look with his Turtle Beach headphones and his various types of sunglasses. I don't know how you game with sunglasses on. I couldn't do that. But okay. So his game studio has terminated with him, as well as Turtle Beach has terminated their relationship with Dr. Disrespect and has removed all of his sponsored items off of their website. So why? What happened? It goes to here. Cody Connor, former Twitch employee. He says he got banned because he got inappropriate messaging with a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text. Case closed, gang. That's what they say happened. There are people who say, like Shads, who I follow, this is one hell of a statement. I hope receipts are brought forward. If this is true, then there are a lot of heads that need to roll. If this isn't, then you just destroyed your credibility forever. And this guy says, source, just trust me, bro. I don't know on this, but I mean, the fact that Cody used to be an employee of Twitch, and then this information, according to Vulture, was corroborated by another Twitch employee or former Twitch employee. So, for full disclosure and full information, full context, Dr. Disrespect is 42 years old as of the recording of this on June 26th. Any minor, regardless of age, is pretty creepy for 2017. So he would have been, like his late 30s, 37. Yeah, I can math. 37. So 37 is still pretty old to be talking to anybody under the age of 18. That being said, he's also married and has kids. He's been married for, I believe, quite a while and has children of his own. So him having an inappropriate, illicit set of conversations, plural, conversations, and it even says having conversations with a minor, really, having inappropriate conversations with anybody that's not your spouse is really bad. Having it with a minor is even worse. And it does not matter the age because, well, a minor's a minor's a minor. And there are laws because they are minors. Even the 18, 19 at your late 30s is kind of creepy. They're, kind of like, I won't get into it, but like Leonardo DiCaprio dating really young girls is kind of creepy. Even if they are legally adults and the whole consenting adults, it's still kind of creepy. Way too young. But anyway, so he had some inappropriate conversations with a minor and allegedly was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon, and so they kicked him off in 2020. These conversations apparently were happening, I guess, over the course of 3 years, or happened in 3 years, or happened in 2017. They got wind of it in whatever. But there was no explanation for why he was removed from the platform, so that left people wondering. Well, then, after the lawsuit, I'm assuming that there were some stipulations in the civil case that said that they were not allowed to disclose the details publicly of what happened with the whole, removal from Twitch. However, former Twitch employees making public comments, I think, opened that door to allow for Dr. Disrespect to make a quick statement on his Twitch ban. And I won't read the whole thing verbatim. We could just go over it real quick. It's on his Twitter. It came out. This came out. It was last edited yesterday at 12:23 p.m. I believe that's Mountain Time because that's what time zone I'm on, and I think that's what Twitter shows me as. So he said, "Let's cut the BS. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about." So that's basically saying he probably was legally obligated to not say anything. Basically, he's like apologizing, and that yesterday Midnight Society and he split. We made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it was more like, hey, bro, this came out. Yeah, we can't do this anymore. And he's like, oh, yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. I don't know if it was he stepped. I don't think he has the personality to step down willingly. But anyway, that's just my estimation. Everybody has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch. Yes. I was kind of curious when it happened. Like, why did Dr. Disrespect get banned? Because now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Here's where it kind of gets... Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? Answer is yes. That's pretty damning right there. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. Regardless, you shouldn't be having an inappropriate conversation. Because he said these were casual, mutual conversations sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. Okay. I can safely say, within the gaming community, and I have a few friends on Steam that I've played with. I've played with females in video games. Like, for instance, Hell Let Loose. I made friends with a girl. We played Hell Let Loose together. We've only done 3 or 4 matches. All the conversations we have are related to the game. And they're public. They're not private conversations. We don't DM each other. It was just talking in the game. The only personal question I ever asked her was, where do you live? Where are you from? What part of the country are you from? I was just curious. She said Montana. Cool. That's it. Boom. End. So I don't understand how, this works. But anyway, whatever. Having that conversation with somebody in any context other than, I don't understand, casual mutual conversations, and some inappropriate things were made to the degree that Twitch literally bans you. I think that doesn't sit well with me. That's a kind of a no-go zone for me. But anyway, so yeah. He said he never met the individual, although according to Connors, that was discussed trying to do. He had a civil dispute with Twitch. They resolved it in a settlement. Not a criminal case, no, because talking to someone is not criminal. However, it's borderline when you get into that. He said, from a moral standpoint, I'll take responsibility. I should never have entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me. Good for you. I like that. That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. It should have never happened. I get it. I'm not perfect. I'll own my stuff. This was stupid. At least he admits that. I give him a lot of respect. I give him a lot of props for that. That being said, it's still highly inappropriate for a married man to be talking to someone, not their spouse, in that manner. And I'm even careful with it because, somebody sends me a message or whatever and is flirty, I just basically shut it down respectfully. Apparently he couldn't do that. He goes through all this. Social media is a destruction zone. I will 100% agree with that statement. I'm no predator or PDF file. Are you kidding me? You were talking with a minor. I'm just gonna say that. That is the to the degree where the level of inappropriateness gets you banned from Twitch. And the Twitch powers that be that Cody Connors mentioned determined that is bad enough to warrant a ban, to warrant kicking you off of their platform because of the content of your conversations, and potentially even also including the age of the individual. And we don't know the age of the individual. We don't have any of that information. We don't know the content of the conversations, how lewd they were. Regardless, he says, yeah, he's like, yeah, he apologizes, which is good. And yeah, but trust me when I say this, to all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero real life experience, I don't give a hoot about you. And he says he's not going anywhere. He's not the same guy that made those mistakes years ago. He's taking an extended vacation. They want me to disappear. Yeah, right. I don't know if that's going to happen successfully for you. You might disappear, bro. I'm just saying. I mean, I have no dog in this fight. I'm not a Dr. Disrespect fan. I'm not a Dr. Disrespect hater. It's just this is big news in the gaming community, and this is another black mark for gamers because, a lot of gamers, especially following some of the Sweet Baby Inc. backlash, which I'm more than happy to make a video about, although I think that horse has been beaten pretty dead. But, I mean, the whole thing about Sweet Baby Inc., the whole thing about all this wokeness coming into video games, the new Assassin's Creed game that has gotten some backlash and accusations where if you're against the idea of a certain character being a certain something, you're a racist, whatever. Whatever. But, I mean, gaming has had some pretty bad news and bad reputation, repercussions happening. And so with this, it's like we don't need the overall general public to believe that all gamers are creepy people who have these creepy, inappropriate conversations with minors. I mean, the majority of people I game with and I have game around and, in the same sphere are all good, upstanding people. Most of us are pretty good adults that are pretty good at being good people. And nobody really has any issues. And then along comes these now public, revelations of Dr. Disrespect. It does. The reason for me covering this and talking about this is because it does put a negative light on gaming. And we don't need that. So, some of the comments on here, Steven Crowder says you edited out minor and then edit it back in. Big Fry, guy I follow, I think Big Fry is great. He's a great channel. The third edit is wild. Stop the BS. You texted a minor some inappropriate stuff, and for 3 years, we're able to thrive. What does Twitch have to say about this? You should post the conversation. Can't get any worse. Let's be real. True. Lauren Chen, in an earlier post, you said you, quote, did nothing wrong. But now you say, I did nothing criminal. There's a difference there. Pretty clearly wrong for a married man to be messaging a minor. I'm in 100% agreement with that. I don't agree with Lauren Chen on everything, but that right there, I mean, I agree with her on a lot of things, but that right there is, yeah. That one's pretty funny. I'll let you read that. So many words just to say you were texting a minor inappropriately. That kind of is the crux. Me looking at all the tweet edits, the little character drinking. I know who it is. I don't know who it is. I know what it's from. Editing minor in and out of the statement is wild. You and Drake would get along well. I mean, some of these, he's getting dragged. Vicarious Nick, I agree with this one. I got caught before I did anything illegal with a minor. Summed it up for you. Yeah, exactly. You were messaging with a minor, and it was to a degree of inappropriateness. And then there's allegations that you were trying to set up a meet at TwitchCon. I'm just saying, Your Honor, the evidence looks pretty bad. Yeah. Vulture covers this story too. It's basically just kind of, replowing ground we've just been over. And yeah, is he going to stop streaming? Probably not. Is he going to see a dip in his audience? Absolutely. I think this coming to light is definitely going to damage his reputation, and I think irreparably. And you know what? I mean, I'm trying to remain as neutral as possible, but as a husband and a father, and granted, my daughter is way too young to be into the whole Twitch thing and whatnot. I mean, she's still watching Barbie videos and stuff, so we're good. She's young. But later in life, if she, as a minor, starts messaging with a grown man in his 30s, I'm going to take a little bit of a problem with that. I'm going to have a little, hey, whoa, buddy, you need to back up. And we have not heard anything from the other party to these conversations. They could be an adult now, depending. But, yeah. Here. Gaming accessory manufacturer Turtle Beach has also confirmed that it had terminated a multi-year sponsorship with being Dr. Disrespect. That's huge, because when you lose a sponsor like that, if I was sponsored by a peripheral manufacturer or an accessory manufacturer, I would do everything in my power to maintain that relationship, because that's like that puts food on your family's plate if this is your job. If streaming is your job, and I could never be a streamer by profession because I'm not that interesting. And I've got some stream overlays and stuff that I've done on Twitch. Not I'm not creative enough for that. I just like to play games and have fun. Plus, I wouldn't make it interesting. Like if I'm playing Hell Let Loose, how would I make that interesting? I don't have the personality for that. I'm outgoing, but I'm not like wacky like some of these people. You know, entertaining and really grip the audience. I get too into the game to where I can't really like editorialize. I can't like do other things to entertain. So I will say this, like Dr. Disrespect, having watched some of his stuff on Tarkov and Call of Duty, the original Warzone, that's how far back I go. When the original Warzone came out with, was that Call of Duty 2018? I go back before then. But like Tarkov and some of his other stuff, I think he did, I want to say like DayZ or something. One of those looter shooter, extraction shooter, whatever you call them, games that I'm not really into. But yeah, so he's been doing that. He was entertaining. It wasn't my thing, but he was entertaining to say the least. And his kind of, you know, his wacky look, I thought was interesting. My brother thought it was interesting. My brother introduced me to Dr. Disrespect, and he's like, this dude's hilarious. He's got this wig and these glasses and this mustache. It's hilarious. But now I think this killed him. I really do. I don't see him coming back from this, especially when there are labels thrown around like PDF file, and I'm not talking about like a false label. I'm talking about like one that there is a little bit of substantiation to, because I mean the Connors came out and said this. It's been corroborated by another former Twitch employee. What other than, you know, I guess shaming this guy or, you know, destroying his reputation, what really is the point of them coming out and saying this? I would like to know what precipitated this tweet on June 21st. You know, it's not a retweet. It's not a quote tweet. It's a straight up just whatever. And yeah. So what precipitated that? I don't know. But yeah, so that's the big story, as I will probably put in the title card. Dr. Disrespect, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about this? Like, does this hurt gaming in general, the reputation that a lot of gamers are creepy? I will say, as a gamer, and I guess a self-described nerd, I have to make a comment. I really don't want to get my channel into the realm of politics. But I will say, in terms of a certain star of a certain new Disney series, when she said nerds are gay, no. You don't know what you're talking about, please stop. If you don't know what you're talking about, don't talk about it. But in my world, whatever, I don't care what your world says. In the real world, the one that rest of us live in, gamers come in all shapes and sizes, all gender identities, all orientations, and all of them are deserving of respect. Period. Don't be like saying broad statements like that if you don't know what you're talking about, because yeah, it's just false. So that was stupid. But anyway, so do you like this format? Do you like me doing little breaks from normal content to do news? If you like it, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. If you don't like it, leave a comment. I'd still love to hear from you. It helps me better tailor my channel to what people want to see. I know what I'm interested in, and I know that there's other people that are interested in similar things, such as movies, games, flight simulators, shooters. I recently picked up whatever that racing game is. I think what's it called? Assetto Corsa, on sale on Steam. It's on sale on Steam. If I think it's still on sale on Steam. I really like it. It's a tough racing simulator. I'm just into that kind of thing. So, yeah. How do you feel about this? Should I cover more news? What are some topics you'd like me to discuss? Please comment in the comments so I can know where the audience is kind of leaning. And as always, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, ding the bell if you want notifications when I post new content. I'm really working very hard on trying to post new content. Just life is kind of getting crazy. It's summertime. I have a lot of commitments. I have a child. I'm going to school full time year round. I prioritize, and sometimes this channel kind of falls down the list of priorities. But I try to keep content fresh and keep content coming. So bear with me on that. But I really do appreciate every subscriber, every like, every comment. I try to comment to every single comment that are constructive. I know that there were some comments made on my DCS toxicity video. I did not. There are a few comments, and if you made a comment and I didn't respond to it, there's a reason. I read every comment. I don't respond to every comment because if it's not productive, I'm not going to opine on something that I feel is unnecessary, or if the comment was just unnecessary. And I apologize. I know there was a certain commenter that wrote a pretty long comment. I read it, and I really didn't have a response to formulate on it, so I just left it at that. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. I thank you all for tuning in. If you want to see more of this content, please let me know in the comments, and I will gladly make more news on gaming, DCS, this, that, and the other. And then also, quick side note, I know I'm kind of rambling. This is getting to be a really, really long video, and I apologize. Side note, tomorrow night I am going with some friends to go see the Bike Riders. I fully intend to do a review on that because I'm really excited for it as a motorcycle enthusiast myself, belonging to a veteran motorcycle organization. I definitely am into that kind of thing, and I think I've heard some good things about this movie, and I really want to see it, and I'm going to weigh in on what my thoughts are on this movie. So that review is incoming, so stay tuned for that. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one.